only say one thing. I'm very humbled. I've had a great life. Grew up in Tampa, Florida. Graduated from Hillsborough High School. Went to a college, got my degree. Never knew as a chiropractor I was going to end up on a stage dealing with wrinkles. Had no clue, but you know, sometimes things happen and you have to take advantage of it. 12 o'clock at night, I was slapping some stuff together, and that was 8 hours of video you watched in about 3 minutes. I used to speak to $500–600 doctors at a time in seminars teaching them how to take care of people that had been injured. And these guys given me 4 minutes instead of 4 hours. So that's okay. And they can talk about the money part, but I'm going to talk about the hard part. Yeah. Okay? Because I feel blessed. I feel blessed because I took something from my kitchen and put it on the shelves of drugstores across America. The odds of doing that are 3 times the odds of the lotto. And I did it 3 times. And now I have you. And we're going to make history, right? No, we're not going to make history. We're making history. The first product was an antiviral. It worked perfectly. I sold it to a pharmaceutical. That's why you saw in the video, I'm not going to do it again. They've got too much money already. How much you pay for prescriptions out there, it's ridiculous. Why can't we take this product and put it in the hands of the people who could not only use it and need it, the company can afford to give it to people who can't afford with burn creams and so forth, and help the children of the world who can't afford it. The product is absolutely phenomenal. What you saw did not tell the whole story, and I would advise you to get on and see the whole Bellamora story. It was like an after-death experience for me tonight. It was like in 4 minutes my life flashed in front of me. This goes back 24 years. I have not given up. This product has produced 3 wonderful products. The man you saw on the video, Dr. Cronenthal, was the head chemist for Johnson & Johnson for 22 years. He has 57 patents that if you go in a hospital today and they sew you up, he invented it. This product is real, and it works. And that's why it's going to be so easy. I want to wrap up. What about 3.5 minutes?
Chairman.
I'm the chairman. I won't do 4 hours. But I'm going to tell you a story. I can tell you lots of stories. Over 24 years, there's been just so many things happening. In each meeting, I'll probably get 1 or 2 out at a time. But I used to tell this to doctors. They hired me to go around and teach doctors how to perform in a courtroom. And I used to use this example. And I hope I don't offend anybody in here, because this I was telling to doctors, okay? But in life, you always got to be sure of what you're doing. And it was like the little old lady that walked into the bank. And she had a paper bag in her hand. And she goes up and puts it on the counter in front of the teller. And the lady said, how much is in there? She said, $1 million. Wow. In cash. Teller said, I can't take this money. You've got to go to the president of the bank. So they escorted her into the president of the bank. Puts it on the desk. And he said, you got $1 million in that paper bag? She says, yeah. Had a little hat on, little coat on. Little old lady, about 50 years old. A lot younger than me. He said, how in the world did you ever accumulate $1 million in cash? Well, she says, I do it frequently. But how? I mean, what, you don't work, you know, Social Security, what? No, I make bets. Bets. She says, yeah, I make bets. He says, lady, that's impossible. I'm a banker. You don't go betting because you can lose. So I don't lose. He says, how do you do it and not lose? She says, I make sure bets. But there's no such thing as a sure bet. She says, I'll tell you what. You don't believe me? How about I make you a bet? Banker's looking around, you know, real professional. He says, she's got the money. He says, well, what do you want to bet? What do you want to bet on? And this is where the apology part comes in. She says, I'll tell you what. I'll bet you $250,000 that by 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, your family jewels are square instead of round. Everybody get that? Okay. She says, lady, you're crazy. That's anatomically impossible. She says, make me a bet. He says, God, this is a sure thing. Okay, I'll make you a bet. 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, you come back to this bank, and we'll see who wins. 5 o'clock the next day, she walks in with her lawyer, who is a friend of the bankers. They went to the same church. They played tennis together. Their families had barbecues together. And he said, well, I tell you what, lady, you just lost $250,000 because I just went to the bathroom and checked, and they're still round. She says, well, for $250,000, don't you think I should have the right to check for myself? He said, well, I guess so. So he drops his pants, and the lawyer goes over and he starts kicking the wall, kicking the wall. He said, well, why is he doing that? She said, because last night I bet him $500,000 that by 5 o'clock this afternoon, I'll be holding him in his hand. Oh. You want a sure thing? You want a sure thing? Bellamora is a sure thing. Thank you so much. I am here to work for you. I am a people person. I thank God that you're here. We are going to help people around the world. Thank you very much.